Hey there guys, so Killers Shreddies here, also known as Jesse, and today I'm going to show you what to do with an old graphics card, which many of you may have, because often you just have an old one lying around which you don't know what to do with. So for me, I started off with just having the onboard graphics in my computer, because I wanted to buy an i7 to get the best possible specs, but I couldn't afford to have an i7 and a graphics card, so I decided to save up for them separately and buy them at different times. But the onboard graphics weren't giving me anywhere near the results I'd wanted in games, so I decided to move on to a GTX 660. This thing was decent. It was like, gave me, what, 30 FPS and Just Cause 2 on maximum, so not great. Yeah, so this one was alright. It had 960 CUDA cores and could run most games and massively beat the onboard graphics. But then I encountered a problem. Some games would just crash randomly. I'll go into the event viewer and it would say that there was a hardware issue. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually tell if that was the actual RAM or the video RAM on the graphics card. So to eliminate any of that, I went and bought the 970, which I know is quite a big leap, especially if you look at the size of the box. This is literally the biggest box I own, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I moved on to the GTX 970, which is far better with its 1664 CUDA cores. So that is why I was left lying around with just a random 660 under my bed. And I wanted to use that because that was like 120 quid's worth of investment and it was just lying around doing nothing. So I realised I couldn't use my 970 for rendering. And this is something that really annoys me because CUDA acceleration really helps in rendering, and then it will go faster and you can use your PC for other stuff whilst you're doing it. So I thought, well, you know what, if I can't use the 970 because Vegas hasn't included the driver support yet, if I can't use that, then why don't I stuff in the 660, which I know works because people have told me. So I decided to try that. I took out my PC, took everything out, power supply, shoved it all on this desk, had all the power cables running around, looked janky as anything, but it worked. It increased my render times when I CUDA accelerated, and the CUDA acceleration worked. It clocked up the 660, left the 970, and included the CPU. So when I accelerated it using the 970, nothing happened. So to test 1 minute video at 60 FPS and all that, going down to 1080p and everything, it took me 2 minutes 20 to render using the 970, well, using it. Then I changed over to using the 660. That took 2 minutes 19, saving 1 second. I was like, that's insane. And then I disabled CUDA acceleration altogether, and the render crashed every time I did it. So I just left that and hoped for the best, to be honest. So I was like, whoa, this concept works. I'm going to actually put this in my PC. So of course I just unplugged everything, shoved it all back in, screwed it all in, and was like, yes. Shoved in the 970, was like, woo. Shoved in the 660, all worked, installed drivers, everything was fine and dandy. And it looks cool because I have 2 graphics cards in there. Yay! So the reason this works, because, I mean, any of the intelligent ones of you out there might be saying, but Jesse, they're different cards. You can't even include like a 960 and a 970 together, because you just can't SLI them. That's the bit. You don't put them in SLI. You simply just leave them plugged in separately, and it's all fine and dandy. So you simply have them plugged in, powered, but not connected with an SLI bridge, and that will allow the cards to work, not together, but will work in the PC. So, say for games, it will only use the 970. I mean, I could tell it to use the 660, but that'd be kind of pointless. So games will only use the single 970, and rendering will only use the 660, because they can't be used together, but they can be used separately in the same PC. This same concept works for using both an AMD and an NVIDIA graphics card in the same PC, if you want to get the advantages of both. However, same thing, they can't be used at the same time on one game. They have to be used one at a time on one program. One thing to be aware of though is, I mean, your PC might be working fine with its power supply and its graphics card, whatever you've got currently in, but always check that your PC will actually run with the second graphics card in. Because I forgot to check that, and then I checked the wattage a day later, and I really got scared because it was 60 watts below my 600 watt limit. 540 watts this thing now uses because the 660 is power draw. Oh dear. So, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave us a comment down below, leave us a like rating, and it helps a lot, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.